God.
Tombstone isn't just a western, it's a movie that revived an entire genre, burned unforgettable images into pop culture, and gave us one of Val Kilmer's greatest performances. But as legendary as the movie itself is, the secrets buried behind it are even wilder. Kurt Russell kept one of Hollywood's biggest secrets buried for 20 years. The world thought George Cosmatos was the director of Tombstone, but the truth is, he wasn't. Behind the dust, the gunfights, and those unforgettable lines, the real story wasn't what audiences saw on screen. The true drama was unfolding in the shadows of the set. Power struggles, dangerous heat, hidden identities, and even life-threatening moments that could have ended the film before it began. We're digging up those secrets, one by one. By the end, you'll realize the most shocking Western showdown didn't happen at the OK Corral, it happened behind the camera. Let's ride! Number 15, the leading men were all backup choices. When audiences think of Tombstone, they picture Kurt Russell's steely gaze as Wyatt Earp and Val Kilmer's hauntingly fragile Doc Holliday. But what if I told you neither man was the first choice? The role of Wyatt Earp was first offered to Kevin Costner, who passed in order to create his own Western epic. Wyatt Earp just a year later, and Doc Holliday? That was almost Willem Dafoe until the studio rejected him. Even Jeff Bridges was in talks to play Wyatt Earp before Russell took the role. Had those choices been made, the film might never have carried the same icy, unforgettable chemistry. But casting was just the beginning. The obsession for authenticity would soon collide with Hollywood reality.
Watch it, Johnny. I hear he's real fast.
Number 14, the writer who became a cowboy. Screenwriter Kevin Jarre wasn't content to simply imagine the Wild West, he wanted to live it. He moved into Tombstone, walked its dusty streets, and even enrolled in cowboy camp to ride horses and fire six-shooters like the real Earps. His commitment gave the film its raw grit, but it also created clashes with the studio. Jarre's script was historically obsessive, sometimes bogging down pacing. Eventually, his perfectionism became his undoing. And when Jarre clashed with production, the result was one of Hollywood's most brutal director shakeups.
Not gonna fight you, Ringo. There's no money in it.
Number 13, the director fired mid-shoot. Jarre had convinced the studio to let him direct his own script, a rare honor. But weeks into filming, his inexperience became obvious. Scenes ran long, tension skyrocketed, and actors whispered doubts. The studio fired him, a devastating blow. For a while, Tombstone seemed doomed, another casualty of Hollywood chaos. But then, someone unexpected quietly stepped in. Because the man who truly directed Tombstone wasn't listed as the director at all. Number 12, Kurt Russell's secret role. Officially, George P. Cosmatos took over as director, but behind the curtain, Kurt Russell was calling the shots. For years, rumors swirled that Russell had ghost-directed the entire film. Finally, he admitted it. He met privately with Cosmatos every night, feeding him notes, blocking and performance directions. Russell wanted control without the burden of credit, and that quiet leadership saved Tombstone. But Russell wasn't the only force shaping the movie's destiny.
You don't step aside, we'll tear you apart.
You die first, get it?
Number 11, Val Kilmer's dangerous commitment. Val Kilmer didn't just play Doc Holliday, he became him. Kilmer lost weight, practiced a rolling southern drawl, and trained to spin his pistol like it was part of his hand. On set, he sometimes collapsed from exhaustion, his body straining to match Holliday's fragile state. Kilmer later revealed he was battling health issues while filming. His performance was not just acting, it was survival. And yet, the way Kilmer captured Holliday wasn't only in his body, it was in his silence.
Come on. Come on!
Number 10, the art of silence. Kilmer decided Holliday's menace wasn't in words but in pauses, his soft delivery, his whispered threats. All were deliberate choices to make audiences lean in. Those silences built tension better than shouting ever could. Even Russell admitted Val was playing in another league. But not all tension came from acting, some came from real bullets.
In fact, you're probably seeing double.
I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Number 9, real bullets on set. During one shootout scene, blanks were mistakenly mixed with live rounds. A crew member spotted the error before anyone was hurt, but the incident shook the cast. Russell later admitted the danger reminded him how close their pretend could have become fatal. And yet, the deadliest threat wasn't the bullets, it was the studio's betrayal.
All right, Clinton. You see that? The United States Marshal. The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
Red! You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear?
Number 8, the marketing war. While Tombstone was in production, Kevin Costner's rival, Wyatt Earp, was being marketed as the real story. Warner Brothers poured money into Costner's film, threatening to bury Tombstone. Against the odds, Tombstone struck first, hitting theaters months earlier. Costner's epic later flopped, while Russell's underdog film became a cult legend. And yet, despite its success, Tombstone nearly broke the men who made it.
Yeah, that's real good, law dog, because law just don't go around here.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. Winner to the king, $500.
Number 7, the set that broke spirits. The Arizona desert punished cast and crew. Temperatures soared past 110 degrees. Kilmer, already weakened, often collapsed between takes. Extras fainted, horses panicked. Russell later confessed, "It was the hardest shoot of my career." But through pain came performance, some of the greatest in Western history.
Now for the first time I know exactly what I want. And who. And that's the damnable misery of it.
Number 6, the improvised lines. Several of the most quoted lines weren't in Jar's script. "I'm your Huckleberry," Kilmer improvised it. "You're gonna do something or just stand there and bleed," Russell's ad-lib. Those spontaneous moments became part of Western legend. And even the gunfights carried secrets no script could capture.
Let's have a spelling contest. How about just bring your spelling down?
Number 5, the real gunplay. Many actors learned to quick draw from the hip using live-weight Colt revolvers. Kilmer in particular became so skilled he could outdraw professional stuntmen. Much of what you see on screen is real speed, no camera tricks. But not all realism came from practice. Some came from history itself. Number 4, history in the details. The costumes weren't just inspired by history, they were direct replicas. Russell's frock coat matched Earp's real attire. Kilmer's sickly pallor mirrored Holliday's medical records. Even the set design used Tombstone's original town blueprints. And yet, beneath the accuracy lay something more powerful. Myth.
Why, Johnny Tyler! Doc?
Where you going with that shotgun?
Number 3, the myth of the West. Tombstone wasn't a documentary, it was a legend, carefully crafted. Russell admitted they trimmed truths to amplify drama. Wyatt Earp becomes nobler, Holliday becomes more tragic. The movie wasn't about history, it was about immortality. Which is why decades later, Tombstone lives on.
Something on your mind?
Just want to let you know you're sitting in my chair.
Well, for a man that don't go healed, you run your mouth kind of reckless.
No need to go healed to get the bulge on a dub like you.
Number 2, the cult classic Nobody Expected. When released, critics were lukewarm, but fans, they couldn't let it go. VHS sales exploded, reruns turned it into a ritual, dialogue seeped into pop culture. From underdog to untouchable, Tombstone grew into one of the most beloved westerns ever, leading us to the greatest truth of all. Number 1, the movie that saved the Western. By the early 90s, Westerns were dead. Hollywood had abandoned the genre, but Tombstone rode in like a gunslinger refusing to die. Its grit, its quotability, its performances they reignited America's love for the Western. Without Tombstone, the modern Western revival may never have happened. So, which secret left you speechless? Was it the ghost directing Kurt Russell pulled off in silence? Or maybe the fact that Val Kilmer almost died just to give us one of the greatest Western performances in history? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to know which of these revelations hit you hardest. And hey, if these shocking truths made you see Tombstone in a whole new light, smash that like button and subscribe. I've got even darker, crazier secrets from Hollywood's biggest classics coming soon. Because sometimes, the real story is the one they never wanted you to hear.